Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? CPU is running decently, which is good. Audio input also seems to be picking up on both things, which is also really good. Okay, let me announce this sucker. Hopefully everything works. Hopefully you can hear everything. Hopefully just everything freaking works, because oh boy. This was not fun to set up. But everything should be working. I have so much stuff on my second monitor right now. You have no idea. I got slobs up, I got OBS up, I got Streamlabs chatbot up, I got freaking everything up. So, oh boy. Hello! Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear the game? Those are the important questions that we need to be addressing. Because it would be bad if you can't. Also, please tell me it's not unlisted. It is public. Good. Okay, well, here we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to some Danganronpa. Where we left off, we are just about to enter the second trial. Last stream was very, very long as we were trying to complete not only the investigation, not only just the daily life, we were also trying to complete the investigation. So we've completed the investigation, now we are on to the trial. And I don't want to spoil anything, just in case for y'all who have no idea what's going on. So let me jump to the game. So here's the thing. In order to get everything to work, in order to get everything to work properly, this is actually, you can probably see my cursor right now. And it's because I actually have OBS and slobs running at the same exact time. And the reason being is the whole entire reason I'm doing these streams to begin with is to get footage and to replay all the Danganronpa games for the video that I want to make. However, I didn't want to have face cam any of it because I want the raw footage. So if I didn't have, because if I had my face cam, then I wouldn't be able to remove it from the raw footage. I figured out a way in OBS to get the mic audio and the desktop audio separate when it comes to the editing process, so I can take out my mic and have just the game. But I wouldn't be able to have anything else going. However, now that I'm running slobs and the OBS at the same time, I can record the desktop audio and everything and have a stream that's completely separate, which is nice, which is very, very nice. So how is everybody doing? I got all the technical stuff up and running, which is really good, because the technical stuff was freaking annoying. It was not fun, but everything should be working now. Also, I'm going to start the... Hello, also I was first. No, Zaph was first. She put the first message. Fight her. But hello. I'm also going to drink this water and then... Is that what I was actually going to do? I'm going to actually start the poll for who you think the murderer is. And back out now if you don't want to get spoiled. Because we're jumping into it. We're getting right into it. Warning now, if you... 2017, 2018, there we go. Yeah, I was here, correct? Wait. Please tell me... Okay, I think I'm at the right place. I thought we were in the elevator. What? Excuse me? Excuse me, what? Oh, I accidentally saved over the wrong file like an idiot. Okay, never mind. There's the file. There we go. That's where I needed to go. I'm like, wait, I thought it was on the trial. I thought it was on the trial prep. I was very, very confused. But, spoilers right now. Close your ears or leave. Chihiro died. Chihiro got heckin' murdered. She was my favorite character. I'm upset. I love Chihiro very much. Chihiro is probably my favorite character in this game. And she got murked. And I'm sad. I'm a sad boy now. But we're going to figure out who killed her. I already know who killed her because I played this game already. You guys don't because you guys hopefully haven't. She died. She died. But right now I have the poll going for who you think it is. I don't care if you think you know who it is or if you've heard something. Just vote. Get it out there. I don't care. We all don't know. We all got the same information. If you know stuff ahead, I don't care. Vote. You knew she would die. Well, heck. Well, she heckin' did. And I loved her. And I'm sad now. So, we got a tin of affluence. We got this. We got lost in thought. Melodious voice. And that's it. Okay, so we got all of our stuff, and we're finishing preparations. So, have your votes now. Remember, exclamation point.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
No. Anyway, remember, exclamation point, vote, and then the ID of the character. Remember, 0 is Makoto, 1 is, I think, Taka next, but all of the IDs are in the description. You can check it out there, or if you do exclamation point list, you'll get all the characters and their IDs. So, yeah. Jumping into it.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
First, we have to make it clear what was used to deliver the final blow. Gameplay time! The PewDiePie gameplay time! I wonder which of these could it possibly have done.
It appears it was a head wound.
You are correct in that, Sakura.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a
Oh, I have
blunt
2 caps.
instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
That's not really something. Nah. Get a ah, fudge. I thought I screwed up there. I thought I didn't wait. No.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
I wonder. Also, while setting up, I was having to... Okay, so I had to move my green screen back because I was recording VR. I also had to move my light, which I moved outside for the New York thing. New York? Why did I say New Year's? Ignore that. But, while I was setting up, I somehow scratched my head while I was putting on my headphones, and while I was trying to adjust the light, the ring light that I use, that has the webcam, shut up, that has the, webcam on it, I literally just, like, cut myself, like, while trying to, like, move move it up and down. It hurt. It heckin' hurt, man. Anyway.
It was covered in blood.
Probably not.
And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
It probably didn't hurt as much as Chihiro getting hit over the head with a dumbbell. Ayy!
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah, it's like,
there's
ow.
no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Shut up, Nick.
You
Also,
looked at her
welcome
head
everybody
wound?
to the stream. You looked at her head wound. She was checking out the crime scene. What? I was checking out the crime scene. I looked at it, I think, right? Oof. But also, Zaf, Jojo, Nick, welcome to the stream. Sorry, didn't say hello.
That's so creepy.
She died. You needed to look at it.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
Thank you,
Let's move
Byakuya.
on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Quite clear in what regard?
For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
I love how they use fiendish every single time they say Genocide Jack. It's never any other word. It's always fiendish, and I guess that's part due to the translation, I'm guessing. Because again, it was in Japanese before, because anime game. But I guess the word that they use was just fiend, or like most closely. Okay, fun fact about why the blood is pink. This game, I think in Japan, is rated very high when it comes, like, I'm not sure Japanese ratings, because I'm not sure how this game is labeled in the US. I think it might be labeled mature. I don't know exactly. But in Japan, I think their highest rating is a 16. Well, it's higher than that. But the rating that this game got was 16 plus. But they needed to make the blood pink in order to not get a higher rating. So they made the blood pink as a stylistic choice, because if they made it red, then they would have get slapped with a higher rating. Fun fact. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial. I can't talk. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely! For this debate, lines of white... Oh, fudge. Don't knock over the water bottle. Will appear to I'm gonna close that. Disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appeal at all. Weaklings! In which case, you could forget about the silencer and focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, GLHF! Oh, whoa! I'm gonna guess the Genocide Jack case
The
file.
culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Rated D. Rated D
Why?
for dank.
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Denied.
No, that's wrong.
Countered. Ding dong, y'all are wrong.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
You're about to spill government secrets. Makoto, think
I
carefully.
found this file while I was looking around the archive.
Oh,
in the
you
library.
found this file.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
Way to go. Just stealing the light from Byakuya. I see how it is, Makoto. I
That's
see.
kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Doing it in the library.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Okay, so the reason why I say ding dong y'all are wrong is because in VR chat, I was going through and trying to find avatars. And like I was going around to different worlds and like someone else showed me this world and we all went into it and started trying out the different avatars, but one of them was Makoto. my favorite thing about him, well, my second favorite thing, I'll start with that, was that he has a gun for no apparent reason that you can shoot, which I find hilarious. Like, all of a sudden, Makoto with a gun. But my favorite thing is that if you, like, hold the grip button on the Vive, all of a sudden, what will appear in his hand is just a picture of the counter thing, but instead of saying counter, it just says, ding dong, y'all are wrong.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics
I
of
love
every
it.
Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
That might be for you, but not what's at the actual scene.
It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's
Probably
something that
rips
has
the whole-
never
Yeah,
been made
probably.
public.
But I still love that he has a gun. I have to see that once. Yeah, we seriously gotta play VR chat. I seriously want to make a VR chat video in the funny moments. Also, welcome to the stream, Ryu. How you doing? But yeah, I want to make a VR chat, like, funny moments thing, because I think I got a couple good moments when I was playing with some people that I met. Dude, okay, Jojo, you don't realize how weird this game gets. It gets very
Never made
weird.
public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it!
Got it!
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends
Oh
the
my god,
body in a certain
V3
way.
is... Oh boy. You're going to meet a little person named Miyu and a little person named Kokichi. Oh boy! That game gets amazing with its insults. Like, to the point where I'm not sure if I should stream it, but oh my god. It gets amazing with its insults. Can't stay long. Yeah, I just, today was my first day back, in school, and it was not fun waking up at 5:55. It's worth streaming, yeah. I'm gonna have to stream all the games. I'm also gonna be streaming, Ultra Despair Girls, like the other episode, because that is the one Danganronpa game that I haven't played, and I want to play it, so.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Insert Twisty PewDiePie.
There's only one logical answer I can think of.
The culprit was a police officer.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Wrong.
Fucking way.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Okay, so you're saying the author, who writes like love books, and can't speak straight at all, is serial killer. Don't do that while I'm drinking, please.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Thank you, Hina, for the fabulous definition
Is Toko Genocide Jack?
terms.
The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Me while I'm taking a test. Okay, so the Hangman's Gambits are really weird in this one. Because it's like,
Now I
it's
understand.
schizo in terms of schizophrenic, but
Is
officially,
it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
because it's dissociative identity disorder, which is different from schizophrenia. So when you're putting schizo, that makes no sense in terms of... I hate you. I hate you so much. gosh. I hate you, Nick. I hate you.
I think I read
Stop
that
it with
somewhere
that.
in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
But still.
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough.
I don't
that
have
she
to
has a
admit it.
split
You know it,
personality.
though. One thing that shows Toko to have behavior change. Please don't
You're
ban.
talking
Hacking
about how
banned.
she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when
Okay.
she saw Chihiro's corpse.
I'm also
and
gonna-
then, when she woke up,
I think it's kind of obvious at this point. But, hold on to your butts for this, because if you think that this game has been normal thus far, I think the best way I can describe it is ding dong. You're wrong. Yeah, we already heard this. Hey, are you dead? Talking to the dead body. She must have hit her head really hard when she fainted. Oh, fudge. Okay. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. That's quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. Why don't
She
you
was
just
acting
spell it
funny,
out for
that's
me
for
a
sure.
lot more?
That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't
Hashtag
go
ban chaos,
assigning
do it.
adjectives to my tone without permission.
not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about something that I remembered in V3 because there's a detail in one of the cases that I can't stop thinking about because it leads to such a bad joke that I make. And all, like, when I tell my friends these jokes, all of them want to hit me, but it's amazing. My glasses is a killer because he keeps trying to put fongers at the others. I'm confused with what's going on. Zap, if you know V3, I'm gonna have to send you the joke.
In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
I'm gonna click through it while they're voice acting it. I'm gonna send it on my phone because I can't
So
do
when
it
Toko trapped
switching
herself
over.
in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide
I
Jack?
could set it to auto actually. I don't have to hit anything. Look at this. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Again, with the fiend
The
stuff.
reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Oof.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
Oh, it's about to
She
get
said
saucy.
A murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any
That's
time.
about as obvious as you can get when
And that
saying,
trepidation
"Hello,
is what
I am
caused her to
serial
have such a
killer.
bleak
It is
attitude."
me."
Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Byakuya is a jerk.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, You wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I was wrong! That's literally like Makoto's voice line. When, Don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I
Shut down, boy.
kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oof.
That's the only reason I promised.
I wouldn't let my serial killer side get out so I could have a
tell
date with
I
you.
never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Could we get a bass boost on the word disappointment?
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly
So
finished. All that's
Yes,
left
you
is to hear
would.
from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Hold. I just told Zaf the joke I was thinking of during V3, and now she wants to punch me, which is the exact reaction I got from everybody else I told it to. Okay. Jojo, if you don't know how this... Zaf, also. Things are about to get a bit weird. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second...
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yeah, hello. Say hello to Genocide Jill.
What the heck?
My exact reaction, except with a bit more language.
Figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
I mean, I love the voice actor. I'm not sure if it's the same voice actor for Toko and Genocide Jack / Jill, but I love the voice actor.
What the fuck is this?
That's my reaction.
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality.
Wow, way to
If one
insult.
of them happens to be a serial killer, you should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
I'll send it to you, Nick. Or Zaf, you send it to him. I've already typed enough on the stream.
Intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
You said the same thing. Zaf, send it. Trivia about the Japanese version. The name was Sho and not Jack / Jill, which was expected to be male in the English version, but I guess more capable of being gender neutral. Yeah, I guess, which is good. But let's just say English. We don't really have gender neutral, but we can't, like, unless you had a name that could go both ways, but is more thought of as a boy name. That could have been what they did. But I guess they were trying to go for like Jack the Ripper-ish in the English.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the
Or
sun.
because it kind of rhymed. I just hit my mic. This is the Murderous Fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Fumi's just a reporter, like at the scene of a crime or something. Hello, we think you're the murderer. Thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Monokuma is just straight up offended. It's like, hey, I'm a serial killer. But I'm not that serial killer, okay? Don't you dare link me.
And another another thing. The police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a
you're right.
bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
I seriously love the voice actor, though. We inflict pain on others. You know, maybe not killing thousands of people, but you know, we still inflict pain on others.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us?
I love Celeste, like, in the background going, what?
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24
There are a
hours,
bunch of people.
an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Okay. Netflix? No. I just got a Netflix notification that said, wondering what to watch? We suggest The Princess Switch. Yes. Thank you, Netflix. I very much want to watch that.
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Netflix. Nick, I hate you. Oh my god. Oof, Zaf. I also love Celeste's voice actor.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
I haven't been watching anything on Netflix. I've been doing Amazon Prime and just binging House.
Do you really expect any of us
I'm
to
on, like,
believe you?
I think during break alone, I finished Season 5 and Season 6 and halfway through Season 7.
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us
No,
to
we have
believe
different
it?
accounts.
Perhaps
My sister
you
watches
have an
princess
alibi.
movies.
That
Get it
would
right.
change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
I'm gonna look at, cause I'm trying to remember the exact one. Status of the dead body.
Give it up.
Wait, no, that's no way I want it. I wanted to fast forward. Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up. Oh, shit.
Sorry, but
I have a... Oh, fudge. I didn't... I wasn't trying to shoot at that. I was trying to shoot the silencer. And I hit the wrong button like an idiot.
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
oh, an alibi.
When you compare the modus
Operandi matches complete.
No, that's wrong.
No!
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
I freaking love her voice actor.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing
All I
things.
can think of is right now, she's like the woman in her 50s that is like trying to become an artist, but absolutely sucks at it, but is completely convinced she'll make it big one day. You're like in front of like this horrible painting of a cat, and you're like, that looks nice. Nice? Nice? This is the most brilliant piece of art I have ever done in my career.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Don't you talk bad about my boy Chef Boyardee.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between the murder.
I got it!
Fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
I feel like this part could have been done better, because you wouldn't have been able to pick this up because nothing was referred to with the scissors unless you read the background of the thing, because all the stuff that they were saying, never once did they say scissors in anything. So I feel like they could have done this part slightly better when describing what's happening, maybe even like just one line to call some sort of attention, and instead of focusing on the words, focusing on the background, or maybe giving something where you don't have to read, and it's like it's letting you read the background instead of focusing just on the people speaking.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini,
I'm not gonna follow you with your freaking metaphors
then the
here,
arrangement
please.
of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Stop it with the metaphors,
Could you please
please.
stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Thank you, hero.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her
I love
up
how they
by her
say some
wrists.
kind of rope when it's very obvious what it
your
is.
point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack
Whoa,
cases,
this rope has a
something else was
plug?
used to suspend them.
What? Dude, that's the craziest rope I've ever seen, man.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
I love how it's the scissors. I feel like this is the same exact way, like in the Halloween movies, where, spoiler, someone gets stabbed through the chest into a wall. And once they leave the knife, they're still hanging up. Because it's very obviously shouldn't be possible. Same thing with these, where it looks like it's a stone wall that you shoved your scissors into. How is that supposed to stay, okay? I don't care how big... You have multiple people. Obviously some of them are going to be heavy, but how are you able to spin them that well?
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
You would think that if someone was getting specially designed scissors, like custom made, maybe that would be a bit suspicious, and you should probably go follow that lead.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
I also forgot, like, when, like, characters are freaking out, how the faces in the corners will just, like, start shaking.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Oh my god, I'm gonna refer to Makoto as Big Mac from now on.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
No way I can't.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look
Yeah,
at who
idiot.
the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that
I
little
will ban
lolly
you.
girl.
Oh my god, did she just say lolly girl? She did! Ah! No! I think I figured it out. Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Kina Herrera 32, Tatsuro Honda 17, Chunga Gaku 23, Kino Asi 14, Takashi Yahara 30, yada yada yada. More Japanese names I can't pronounce well.
Guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
The ultimate yandere.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can just imagine she's like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, and just like starts twirling her hair.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl!
Ah, no.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little
You don't have to quote her word for word, please, talk adult.
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Gourmet ramen,
I have
maybe.
too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
Byakuya was like so offended. Like, he has probably never been talked to that way. He's like, what did you just say to me?
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors.
Excuse me.
Oh, set of class class envy of the entire world.
Did you just talk about that way to the great Cheryl? My cat picture is the best out there.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped.
That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime.
Great.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Seriously, it's like Genocide Jill goes from straight insane to Valley Girl in 0.06 seconds. I swear.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a
One
heinous
should not
villain
go
really be
fully
innocent?
JoJo.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Well, who told you that?
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked
Heavily
through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Music starts.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Hecking exposed.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Okay, so she goes from serial murderer to Valley Girl to straight up creep very quickly.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
Stop! I swear, Nick.
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right?
Pervert.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead.
Isn't it? Okay, I played this a while ago. Oh, great! New element has been added to Num7 base. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Next, we're gonna add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth zone. My internet died and I want to punch the wall. Okay, well, Jojo, you missed Toko being exposed as Genocide Jack, her turning into Genocide Jill being a complete psychopath / Valley Girl, and then realizing it's not actually Genocide Jill, but possibly Byakuya, because the way that the body was hung and the way the murder was done doesn't line up with any of the Genocide Jill cases. However, Byakuya was the only one that could have known. Summarize. Don't seem to have the answer. We don't seem to have the answer to lie or contradiction. Wise to memorize a different weak spot, make sure you use that in the case. What's the best time to flashback? Well, you just need to use your keen wits. In this case, I will say that if you don't use the flashback, you won't be refuting anything.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the
Fumi, I swear to God.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
So, of course, I would suggest
we check the girls'
Fudge.
locker room.
There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with
Because you didn't know it was Chihiro.
So,
You said Byakuya was acting
kind of weird, but he was acting.
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's a natural. The victim
was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Busted. Which one is?
I'll tell you
Bikai
what's so strange about that.
not Big Mac
Because
here.
up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Got him.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see.
This is the
That's a good
Byakuya
answer,
Ja.
Interesting.
There.
Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's like he has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Thank you, Kyoko, for having my back.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
What were you gonna be right about? You never voted. I don't know who you voted for.
Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is the one responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Aha, I don't know. Maybe the thing that doesn't actually line up with anything.
What? The difference between.
What's Celeste account again? But the characters seem to be a bit flat. There's some flat characters, like they have the oh no, it's not this. The plot's really good. The characters are a bit flat at first, I guess, but they develop as you get to know more about them, as you get to know their personality. I guess they are a bit one-sided, but as it goes on, you do start to see character development. Because this, I think, literally takes place over the course of 2 weeks. you. I didn't even realize it was a pun. And now I see. I hate you. Ah! Thank you, Ryu, for pointing out how much of an idiot I'm being. Yeah, I get that now. I get that now. Oh my god. Freaking.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very
I
own
wasn't
special
trying to do
scissors.
that.
And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
I just know what I was trying to press.
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed
I'm
about that rope.
defeated.
Hey,
Nick, you've
where'd you
defeated
get
me.
it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Incorrect.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you
Actually.
have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Whoa, it's like I couldn't have ever figured that out by the fact that there was a plug at the end of it. Whoa, mind blown. You need that moment? Is the bear just chilling? Yeah. Also, I want to show. I'm not sure how I can show, but God, I'm not gonna be able to show. But I actually on my computer. I'll take a picture of it and send it in the Discord. I'll do that right now, actually. But there's a sticker in Danganronpa 2. That literally just says, sorry, I'm sorry, I was born stupid, that I bought on Redbubble. I'll send it in the Discord, now that I'm just thinking about that. Yeah, it's like, wow, we really had to spend 10 minutes getting to there. And then it has all the moments where you're like, what is going on? You expect me to choose who the killer is? I don't know. And then you choose someone and then it'll lose it because you never expected it. Okay, I'm gonna send it in photo stuff. I really gotta clean up my Discord. I have a bunch of just redundant categories. Like I should collapse the suggestions thing. I need to collapse like photo stuff, video stuff, maybe cute cat pics and game stuff all together, so it's like sharing things like in Phrase Discord.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Whoa.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Yeah. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
What is this? Oh, so I'm wrong. Kill me.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Oh god, I just thought about a situation. I probably can't say it on stream, but it was during school. I'm probably not. I won't say it on stream, but it kind of relates to that.
Come on. Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Meanwhile, on the inside, just start screaming.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering
Byakuya is such a jerk.
I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Bothers. Answers wrong on purpose just to die. Oops. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks right now. There's something there that concerns me. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I wasn't paying close enough attention. The scene of the crime. I don't know. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
In the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that?
Oh,
Isn't
okay,
it
there we go.
possible that the murder took place
Now we're getting on this
somewhere else?
topic.
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
I can't believe that you would ask such a stupid question. I mean, come on. How obvious could it be? Of course, that's what happened.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question.
You could tell
about
the
that.
sarcasm dripping off that.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
I mean, she was killed somewhere else. Keep up.
If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
There's... Big booby girl.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Hello, Washington University in St. Louis.
Your proof?
Thank you for the email.
Is some posters?
The poster in the girls'
I think,
locker
oh
room
god,
was-
it's because I signed up for the PSAT College Board stuff. God. Byakuya did it.
a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
I don't know why, but the way you said it, oh my god.
Why would the girls'
So
locker room
forcefully,
have a poster
emphasis
like
on the big boob part.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Don't discriminate. Boys can like boy bands too, okay?
Again,
Okay?
That doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Say that was interesting.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were
Oh,
staged?
420 alarm. Heck. Send a yeet in chat. I'm sending a yeet in Discord. Yeet.
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee.
I thought you were
aren't
talking about oh god, what's the fucking Sayaka. I thought he said Sayaka. I'm like, are you talking to your dead girlfriend?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Nick, no. Nick, stop.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room
Sorry,
carpet.
if you start hearing me doing deep inhales and puffing up my chest, it's not me trying to assert my dominance. It's because I have 2 steel bars on my chest, and sometimes it gets uncomfortable, and I do breathing exercises.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible. What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Very suspicious.
No, she did have a way. And I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you.
Shut up! Guys, I'm trying to tell a funny story, I swear! Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been
You
no
want to kill all of them? Well, excuse me,
Well, I don't think
Monokuma.
that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Nah, the handbook was broken.
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used this thing. Huh? I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No!
It was hecking broken, dog.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Sakura is like, you weakly.
Plus, isn't there a
Or
regulation
more aptly,
against
you
using
weakling.
someone else's handbook?
Her voice is literally like just a slightly higher pitched Batman.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I
Idiot.
vote for Byakuya!
Big Mac, stupid. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya was the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko to the rescue.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Is this allowed? What is this allowed?
Wait.
Stop.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make
Where's
things
the
more
guy?
exciting?
I mean, you're right.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
First trial break. Oh wait, no,
Now
this
then,
is second trial
what
break.
is it you want to
Oops.
show us? It better not be boring, or I'll be very unhappy.
You mean very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Nick, are you proud of me? I made a pun. So, before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
I already have, and I would rather not get closer, because it's decaying every second. You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
No, thank you.
Examine her carefully.
Hey.
Like using our hands.
Fumi, if you say one more word, I will strangle you myself.
No, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
I'm waiting till marriage. Jeebus.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Stop.
That's not it at all.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then quietly examined her body. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but what?
I have
This
boundaries. There's something like
What is this?
called boundaries. Calm. Calm down, please.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
Boom!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he.
Welcome to the best twist of this trial.
Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
I love this trial.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a god?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
I love this twist. Also, Chihiro is a boy name. Like, I'm not sure how exactly it goes, but usually when it comes to like male and feminine names usually end with an A, and boy names usually, or masculine names, so to speak, end in O's. So Chihiro is kind of a way to show, well, little hint.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Joe, you don't know how crazy this game is going to get. I swear, leave no expectation. Leave your expectations at the door and expect everything. Be ready for any
Does
possibility.
make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, Let's resume. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy.
Chihiro is still my favorite character. It showed everyone it did. Technically, only Sakura was the one to see it. But Chihiro is still my favorite character. And I already knew this, obviously. But I wanted to keep it as unobvious as possible. That's why, I kept saying, her, and everything. And usually when referring to Chihiro, just, as a good spoiler-free for everybody else, you do refer to her as a her, even though he's actually a him. And it gets kind of confusing.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought never crossed my mind.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
And I'm not gonna say anything else, because I really, I don't want to spoil anything else in terms of Chihiro and the reasons.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
Stop. You peaked with your character seem a little flat. You peaked with that one.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
Hey.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Tell me when to time out ban anytime. I'll let you know.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
And honestly, I never liked Byakuya because of this. Nothing could redeem him after this. I don't care what he did. Framing it to make it seem like it was Genocide Jack. God.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
Dude, freaking bluffing.
The way he's acting,
bluffing 100.
It makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it.
When you're giving your homie advice, but you don't want to be the person to screw up his life. But that's how I see it.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again,
rattle me
when
both.
you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons,
Aoi?
but...
Or Hina?
It's fine.
The swimmer girl?
I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
For the time being.
Correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is
I
much
honestly,
more important,
like,
wouldn't you say?
after that, I hated him from then on out. Like, there was nothing to redeem him.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was
Reminds
clear
me of
Byakuya did.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just say I don't like that certain someone either.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every
If it's the certain
possibility.
someone that we're hopefully both thinking of.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
I will say 2 is probably my favorite.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Because the last trial the second to last trial and the final chapter, I guess, are probably my favorite. Message in Discord? Yeah. Just message me the name and I'll say yeah or no.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
If Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing that we can be sure. Killer's the guy. Since the scene of the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to be a guy, but that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Yeah, 2 is really good.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing. Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if
But-
someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some
I hit
point.
the Windows
Even
key.
that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
I was giving the new info.
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at... Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Oh look.
I believe someone else did see the victim.
Yeah,
before
yeah,
he was
that's right.
murdered.
Zaf.
What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Big Mac.
The rest of you had no idea.
as,
did you?
as he likes to be
That
called.
is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right
Yeah,
before
I
nighttime.
hate that character.
I saw Chihiro.
Like
in the
he's a.
dormitory
I mean,
warehouse.
they're a good character, but at the same time,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
well, I better get going. I'm in kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a
Yeah,
hurry.
I'm more of on the I want to kill him side.
But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Huh? Face shakes back and forth.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some...
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know
I think this is going to be the one where I have
He was
to...
on his way to go exercise.
I'm gonna
So
save that
next
in
we
case.
have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you
I know.
mean, the specific
Love the
tracksuit?
music in this game.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same... My tracksuit is black.
Cause exercising.
I have a white.
Tracksuit, personally.
I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he...
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the... My
Tracksuit is black.
Fudge.
Shoot!
Oof, get insulted. Okay,
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean
It's-
this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was...
Was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have
Excuse
a tracksuit.
me?
Cause exercising.
I have a white track. I got it from the.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
Yeah, I'm trying.
First of all,
I know it's not any of the options.
Why did he choose?
What do you mean this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was...
Wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Cause exercising.
I have a white track. I got it from the.
Did any of that really help us?
No way.
Emergency.
Not a chance.
Oh my, I don't
First
freaking
of all,
know.
we know
Wait,
where
did we?
Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was...
Was wearing the same blue
tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Wait. Did we ever say it's a blue tracksuit?
First of all, we know where Chihiro.
He was on his way, so next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
The specific...
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the... My tracksuit...
Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I got it from the.
Did any of that really help us?
Okay, so
Not a chance.
You heard it.
I don't think we
First
ever
of all, we
said
know he was on his way to go
that it was a
exercise.
blue. It was
So
blue.
next week, why
And
did he
Celeste
choose?
would
What
have
do
been
you
the
mean?
only one that was supposed to know.
So, the killer was...
Was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Okay, what the Okay, then
First of all, we know where Chihiro was. He was on his way.
Where's
to
the
go exercise.
So next we
heckin'?
have to ask, why did he choose this specific...
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit.
So, what's your... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit.
I don't exercise.
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just...
First of all, he was on his way. So next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean this? I got it!
Oh, time's up. Oopsie. Heck. Fudge. I hecked
I
up.
refuse to give up yet.
I hecked up, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to fudge. I don't think we ever said it was a blue tracksuit. Cause like I'm genuinely trying to remember right now.
First of all, we know
Yeah,
that he was
I
on his
really-
way. So next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean?
I think we've just said tracksuit and specific
So, when the killer was
tracksuit.
Wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't exercise.
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard...
First of all, he was on his way. So next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean this? I got it! It matched the one. So, the killer was...
Was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Fudge, come on.
Shoot!
What's the
First of all,
freaking...
we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on
Oh,
his way. So
wait.
next week, why did
Oh.
he choose...
What do you mean?
Oh,
this?
I just gotta use Celeste's account.
So, the killer was...
Was wearing the same blue track.
I'm a freaking...
No, that's wrong.
Just ignore me, please.
Hold
I'm
on
an
a second, Mondo.
idiot.
What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago,
She just said tracksuit, right?
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
I also like how it screws with you. Because it shows you the picture, so you know that it's blue. So it doesn't make you think that someone said anything wrong until you think about it and you go, wait, they never said it was blue.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color
Ooh.
was Chihiro's tracksuit?
I think
As
you
a
might have slipped
matter
up,
of
boy.
fact, it was... blue?
I think you might have slipped up.
And before
Just a
we
bit.
began the trial,
Just a bit.
did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw
Oh,
the
your boy
post at some
slipped up.
point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only
Cherry.
possibility. Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
I love the twists.
Just by
That's why I
chance.
said that
I
this
just happened to
case
see it
is
last night.
much better than the first one. Because the first one is a very, very good basic one. It's a very good getting you started. And getting the basics where it's like, it's a very easy case to figure out where literally the killer's name is written. You could figure that out very easily. But there were still some twists in the first one. Like, there were still some twists in the first trial where it's like you realize there was that one twist where you realize, oh, Sagaka wasn't as innocent as we thought she was, which is a great twist. But then when it comes to this, there's like 5 different twists, and it really amps up the complexity of the murder and of the trials and shows what this game can do, and it can screw with your head. And I love
past
it.
me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Why didn't you say any of this?
That can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag. She stuffed her jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Oof!
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However,
Nice bluff.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
There we go, Kyoko.
What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
You go, girl. Because I hate him. Simple as that.
There was a certain turning. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
Fudge! No! No, I want to go back!
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Oh! I didn't notice that!
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Okay, so here's the thing. Fudge, should I wait? No, it's... Yeah, no. What I noticed was from the way he was acting, which was because every single time you saw Chihiro, he was hanging out with Mondo.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
That's what I noticed while I was playing through, because even though I knew who it was, I just picked that up while playing through again.
I didn't kill anyone!
But I completely forgot about
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leave.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Yeah.
Actually, you know...
Jeez, does your confidence just...
Here.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... It's mine. Chihiro's.
I got it!
Because we never found Chihiro's.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken.
Idiot.
As is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
Exploiting a bug in the software.
You already told us before.
Okay,
that the
I was
handbook
wondering
has one
if I
weak
was
point,
like
didn't
going
you?
to start just slamming on the keyboard to like go like I'm in, but then I realized if I started slamming on the keyboard, I could screw something up, and I would rather not screw something up for a joke.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Tell us.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Oh
Just tell us
no.
already. Why would we want to break our own handbook?
Oh well, I have a weakness
Oh,
for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Idiot.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Well, that would have been good to
The
know.
temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Thank you for the life advice.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
Monokuma's saying science lesson. Thank you for telling me
then
though.
the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature.
Because
in
I've played
order
this
to
game
break
before.
it.
I completely forgot about that. Like, I know, here's the thing. I know the culprits. And I think I know, like, I know the big twists and everything. And I know, like, who dies and specific culprits. But when it comes to certain details, I played this 2 years ago. I don't remember all of it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness? And it broke. They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Big Mac.
Seriously?
Big Mac.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Clicking rapidly.
Here's my answer.
Get exposed.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. Remember?
It's almost 2 a.m. Super tired and sleep, and I can't type. I think we're almost at the end. I think we're very close to finishing. You might want to stay for the execution. It's freaking ridiculous. It's
And
my
for the
least
contest,
favorite execution
Mondo
because
just
it's
so
so
happened to keep
out
his
there.
school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Idiot.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Let's test Makoto's
What's
assertion.
Aoi's account?
If
Oh, male classmates. Melt as loudly as you can. I'd rather not.
you broke your own handbook.
Chaos, please sit down.
In other words,
Fudge.
if
Did
Mondo's
not mean to
handbook
shoot
is
that.
actually broken, then that proves that...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
You know, if I could, like...
See? Look
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Shoot the right one. Even I don't want to believe that Mondo might actually have killed someone.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Whoa, okay.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
But I found something that actually proves it without a shadow of doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct,
then you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine.
Fudge, is
Makoto
it
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
What's the solid piece of
Let's
evidence?
test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my
goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Fudge.
Makoto was wrong.
So slow!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works
just fine.
Okay, so what the freaking code
Shoot!
let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Okay, so it's not that.
Then that proves that what Makoto said.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Excuse me, hit reg.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
See? Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Are you kidding me?
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
See? Makoto was wrong after all.
Then what?
Shoot!
Wait,
Let's
wait,
test
wait,
Makoto's
wait, wait,
assertion.
wait,
What
wait,
he
wait.
said you broke your own handbook. In other words, if Mon, then that proves.
Well, my
goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong after all.
No, okay, so it's not that.
Shoot!
Because it said that it's highly likely that Leon's is not broken, which means it's Mondo's that broken, which means the broken handbook is Mondo's.
Let's test Makoto.
What? What? That's gotta
If
be.
what he says you broke your own handbook. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my
goddamn handbook works just fine.
Okay, okay. Go back. Go back, and you will show that I shot.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Go back in the stream. I want you to go back in the stream. Look when I shot the handbook, the broken handbook, at his statement, and it showed wrong, but didn't show. What?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
We already ran over this, Hina.
Well, here's how I
Keep
look
up.
at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Son of a... What's wrong, bro?
Son of a cutoff.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way,
Taco.
everything will become clear. And
God,
we'll
he
all
made
see
a
if I was
friend.
right or wrong.
He made a friend. Taco made a friend. Oh God, Chihiro's adorable. I love how they have the shot put. Swiping in. The weapon the killer used was. Yep, there we go. Oh wait. Okay, wait, yeah, I had the right thing. I had the right thing. Show them taking it down, not putting it up. The freaking girls. Killer took something. That's that. I brought the extension cord. That, and then it showed it dead. Fudge, wait. Oh, I'm missing something. What did he disguise it? Alright. Oh, him drawing the words. Wait. What else am I missing? Oh, yeah. There we go. Yay!
You! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Oh. Fudge. Then what was it? Where did the killer go after they were done? Oh, Sana.
You! And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna, and the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook, and that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo is the killer. That revealed itself earlier in the class trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his and everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely! Let's talk a bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. This time, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So if you could push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's favorable results. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. So make this the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to the special time rate. But also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. The opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo meter will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Nega Time. We ain't no wuss? Well, GLHF.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence!
God!
You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute
That
you!
nega time lasts forever.
Show me some evidence!
Wow.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it.
Annihilated.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
And that's the end of the class trial.
Bro! What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma.
By the way, you can
Get it over
you can vote on that it's Mondo.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
You can vote for Mondo now.
Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for.
I feel bad for
Grab
Taka.
your lever and give it a yank.
Taka made friends with
Who will you
Mondo.
elect as the blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully
Fudge,
wrong
man.
one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Oh, now time for voice acting. Oh no! Joe, get in here. Jojo, you're awake. Heckin' frickin'. Okay. This is also where I said that I make very, very strange faces while doing the voices, because it's like I get into character while voicing.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Iwata. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimura. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone. Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? And just a bunch of whys. Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that for as long as he could remember and couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide it and buried himself further and further into that weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite little young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
Weak, 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 weak.
Oh.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is the survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If it was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack away, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong. Then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate him into becoming stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. And with that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone for help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then asked them to help him, and then asked them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fellow had made it painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. Oh. That's mislabeled. That's not Chihiro speaking. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So, then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how did moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then, Mondo did all of that to keep his promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? What? Would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your most embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? That's impossible!
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others based on your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you couldn't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did. He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he intimidated him in everything he did. Oh, wait, yeah. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together the local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hand. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
With me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top.
And on that night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during that race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, even eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming fudge. Whatever. Lying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered its final words.
My bad, kid. I messed up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's the team. You and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and to keep his promise to his brother, he could never admit it to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who had bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so badly, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong.
Strong, yet. And yet. As soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret.
Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, all that would have been for nothing. So that's why I... Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he exposed the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I...
What?
You're saying if I really am... I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It's the kind of strength I'd never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you messing with me right now?
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to.
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
That's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. Lots of strongs. Stronger than you.
Son of a bitch.
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey! I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at him! You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free from his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see any hope anywhere in that? 'Cause I sure don't.
Just shut up! Go ahead! Say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing? You mean execution?
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened hat that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Iwata, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Jojo, you gotta come in now. I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, this execution is the stupidest one. It's the dumbest thing. He could have gone out with such a... It could have gone better, honestly. I love the haircut, though. The Cage of Death. It's the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing. The dumbest thing. This is the execution I hate the most of the entire series. I hate that execution so much. I hate it. It's awful. It is awful. It's awful. I hate it. Laugh at death and your soul will be forever at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murderer and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. My ears? Do it again. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skull, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game? Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. You realize
Naturally.
that?
Of course I do. But this is a game of life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response. Except
however,
that I just don't understand why. Why would you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too.
That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
Well,
done.
I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he had gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I had seen him.
Well,
So you're saying that you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up.
see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene. But man, fudge, I missed what you said. But man, if we hadn't figured out who it was, you would have been dead too, right?
Chihiro died. We just had the second trial.
Toko's a serial killer. Byakuya is probably my least favorite character in the game. And Mondo is the killer. Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before I reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become the Blackened, I know who I have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, right? My question is, why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to the mankind itself.
what?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
What do you mean?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Lots of means. Good grief! I don't understand why you have to pick apart every stupid little thing.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor. Then everything will be revealed to me.
ooh.
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Just let me say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. It sounds like someone needs a nap.
Lots of laughing. More laughing. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo, but I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All our courage, our effort, our friendship felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student I know.
Ooh, my. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right?
Reveals it right in the middle of the game. Oh, oops, oh, fudge. Oh, no. Oh, God. It's insert blank here. Oh god. Oh, I spoiled it. Oh, fudge. God, Chihiro. I freaking love Chihiro. I hate that he dies. God, I love Chihiro. You received the crazy diamond as a present. Yes, and I have been streaming for... Save here. Yep. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours now. And we're going to be getting into the 3rd chapter, and I'd rather not get into anything further. So let me switch over, and I know y'all can see that. And we'll switch to good face cam, because I can do that. Whoa. So yeah, I think we're gonna end it here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad y'all could make it. Nick and JoJo, I know you guys are in completely different time zones, but thank you guys for being here. It's been a lot of fun. I think what I'm gonna do is quickly go over my thoughts on chapter 2. But I hate the execution. That's the first thing I'll say. I absolutely hate the execution. It's, to me, the worst one in the series. By far. Because it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. There's no point to it. The only thing that relates to him is, like, the cage itself. Unless Mondo is a kind of butter that I've literally never heard of. And it's like a pun or something. It might make sense more in the Japanese version, but to me it makes absolutely no sense, and I really don't like it. Because it's just too wacky and too cartoonish for me. Because when it comes to the executions, it's better when it feels realistic, when it feels like something that, like, I wouldn't say could actually happen, but you can feel the person freaking out. And that's what I really liked about Leon's execution. It fit with his ability, like, it fit with his ultimate talent, and then, like, it beforehand, it really showed how far he had gone. But this, I really didn't like. I really don't like the execution. But I feel like the murder and the investigation and the trial is much better than Chapter 1. I will say there is that trade-off. I like the execution in Chapter 1 a lot more and hate this one. But I feel like Chapter 2 is better overall. Because it has the, it has so many more twists than the first one. The first one, all it really twisted was that Sayaka was going to be the killer, first of all. Sayaka was going to be the one to kill Leon, but then Leon turned the tides. But this one, it kept jumping around. First, we thought it was Toko, and then we thought it was Byakuya, and then we thought it was Mondo, we only got Mondo because he slipped up. And it's a really tiny slip up, and it requires a lot of memory, and realizing, oh wait, we never said the tracksuit is blue, even though we were shown the picture of it and we would know that it's blue. Which is clever, because although we know that it's blue, there's no way anyone else could have known that it was blue. Like, Celeste might have said it, or we might have heard it. I don't remember. I honestly don't. But during the trial, it is never said that the jacket is blue. So that's really well done. This trial makes me absolutely hate Byakuya. He turns into an irredeemable character for me. Because he is a stuck-up jerk who thinks that human life is so much more worthless than he is. Like, it turns from just normal stuck-upness. It turns from just, oh, he's kind of a jerk, who thinks he's better than everyone else, to someone who's a sociopath. To someone who's irredeemable for the fact that he wouldn't, like, okay, maybe, don't reveal it immediately. Maybe see what that's interesting. But to lash up the dead body of someone that you know, and someone that you hang out with, in order to make it seem like it was someone else to throw under the bus, just to make the game more interesting. Just to show that you are superior to everyone else. That makes him an irredeemable character to me. He goes from someone that is selfish but could learn better to someone that I do not care about, someone that I absolutely hate. Someone that is irredeemable and is no way going to change my mind about it. Because that is something that is inexcusable. Toko, her turning out to be a genocide Jill, is a great twist, because we get hinted at it once she sees the blood, passes out, and then turns into kind of a different character, and then revealed to be a different character in the trial. That's clever, and it kind of it sets tension. Now that you know a literal serial killer who's killed thousands of people is stuck with you. And Makoto, being a dude, it increases the tension, which I enjoy. So I really like that twist, and just the twist in general where it's like, oh, Toko is Genocide Jill. It had to be her. No, it was Byakuya, who's an absolutely irredeemable character who's did it. Chihiro actually turning out to be a boy. And then Mondo slipping up at him, realizing that he did it. And this is what I want to hit on Mondo and Chihiro's motivations, because to me, Chihiro is such a sweet, I'm gonna say person, or guy, I honestly don't know, but he/she, because, like, I guess, like, although he's pretending to be a girl, he wanted to be a guy, so I guess you have to say guy, but he's such a sweet character, he's such a naive and calm character that he's my favorite of all of them, just because of how helpful he wants to be, how kind he wants to be to everybody, and the fact that he doesn't, like, even though he's faced with his secret possibly being revealed, that his entire life could crumble before his eyes, this persona that he set up, he doesn't care about that, and wants to improve himself, because he knows that although his secret is going to be out, it's his opportunity to make himself a better person, which I love. I love that sort of character development. And then Mondo's backstory, where he accidentally caused his brother's death when he wanted to show that he's better than them, and then constantly lied about him, like, betraying his own moral code, and lying to himself, like, even though he will make promises to whatever, he slandered his brother just to keep it together, and that makes him personally weak. Well, like, it's that foil, it's that Chihiro is physically weak, but spiritually strong, while Mondo is physically strong, but spiritually weak. Where instead of sucking it up and trying to become a better person, he tries to fight it back down, which I really, really enjoy about that sort of backstory. And it makes you feel bad for him, where although obviously killing someone to keep a secret is not a good thing, but it makes you feel for him, because it's like he just wanted to protect all that he knew. And I like that in the games, even when someone dies or you find out who the murderer is, you still feel bad. Like, there is no absolute freaking, like, hate towards him. There's no hate towards the killer. Occasionally, there will be as we get further in, but so far, they're good at being sympathetic with the killers and understanding their rationale behind it. But yeah, and we also see Kyoko continuing to develop, Makoto continuing to develop, all the characters continuing to develop, Sakura and Aoi's bond, Taka, actually, I want to hit on him for a second. He's broken by this entire ordeal. He has found someone who he feels like is his brother. He is that close to him, even though they might not have agreed before. He is that close to his brother. Well, like his brother, he's that close to someone. And then just to lose him literally a day or two after hurts. It hurts to see Taka like that. It hurts to see him lose the only person he has ever truly connected with that we see. But yeah, I think that's about it. I just feel really bad for Chihiro. In all honesty, Chihiro is still by far my favorite character of this game, and I hate that he dies. I wanted him to live all the way through. But God, you had to kill him. You had to kill him. I freaking loved him. He was such a sweet person. But I think that's gonna do it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in reference to chapter 2 I think that's about it. Oh yeah, we also get the hint that there is something further going on, that the 16th student is around, and that there's someone talking to Monokuma that is obviously not the 16th student. So that's going to build something that comes up very, very shortly, probably in the next stream, actually. But I think that's gonna have to do it. I've been streaming for over 2.5 hours now. I have to do a bit of homework, but then I get to chill. But thank you guys for watching and being here. This has been really fun. As the characters start to dwindle, the amount of voices I have to do decreases, which is good for me, I guess. But at the same time, it sucks losing characters. But thank you guys for watching. This has been a blast. I freaking love this game so much. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!